Now, while South Africa has recorded almost 20,000 new COVID-19 cases in just the last 24 hours, the tourism industry hopes this will not encourage President Cyril Ramaphosa to impose interprovincial travel bans. As it is, the sector has been affected by bans imposed by multiple countries since the discovery of the new Omicron COVID-19 variant. For more on this, I'm joined now by South African Tourism Board member Thebe Ikalafeng. Thebe, good morning. Great to speak to you. Obviously,
good morning, Hugo.
Difficult times upon us, that Omicron travel ban that it's caused and the hundreds of travellers that were due to come to South Africa cancelling all in an instant.
Hugo, the industry has been battered. I mean, if you recall, we were down by as much as 75% of travel into South Africa. And as you know, the industry, the sector employs about 4.5% of the country's total employment pool. So it's millions of people who are out of jobs, and as much as 5% of the GDP of the country. So yes, the industry has been battered. Has been badly battered, and we're all trying to move forward and see what to do. And the domestic opportunity is the one that is the only hope for us.
Now, inbound travel, particularly from the Northern Hemisphere, is seasonal. Just paint a picture for us of, if people don't come through now over Christmas, when can we expect the next influx of tourist arrivals, particularly from the Northern Hemisphere, assuming that we are taken off the red list?
Well, as you know, if you look at the contribution to tourism of South Africa, about 75% or so of our travelers come from within the continent itself, and about 25% are from outside of the continent. And around this time of the year, it's a peak season for us. It's a peak season for South Africa because of the great weather and because of the country's great weather and spectacular offerings from our products, as well as our well-renowned services. So if we don't have, if we miss this opportunity now, which we've already lost now, as you know, it's already having a devastating impact. If you speak to restaurant owners, you speak to hotel operators, you speak to many of the tourist products, they'll tell you we are seeing unprecedented cancellations, because we had hoped that we are now at a period where we're beginning to see the recovery, or the much low hope for recovery after 18 months of a really difficult time in the industry.
Well, that's an interesting statistic that you raise there, that 1 in 4 travellers that come into South Africa are from the West, and the 75% are from the continent. Are we still expecting the 75% to travel to South Africa over the next few weeks?
You know, the difficulty with how the West has repositioned us as a country. It's created this halo, this perception of South Africa as a country, as a country where the Omicron virus is rampant, and people cannot even come to South Africa. So in many ways, it has also affected not just travel into the continent, into South Africa, but perceptions about how safe it is to come to South Africa. And that's the unfortunate part in terms of how our generosity, our transparency, and our scientific leadership has been misconstrued and misinterpreted by the West.
So obviously what that leaves us with is the only option of sticking to domestic tourism, or certainly growing domestic tourism. What are the plans to make localized tourism, if you will, more affordable?
So let me speak about the domestic opportunity first in one aspect. If you look at just before COVID, just domestic spend was growing by as much as 70%. So South Africans were beginning to appreciate their country, appreciate what the country has got to offer. And the many product owners were creating opportunities for South Africans to get to enjoy the country themselves. So part of what we are doing at South African Tourism, and really the industry broadly, is to encourage South Africans to get to see more of their country, to get to enjoy more of their products, because traditionally as South Africa, and in particular people of color, black people, generally when we travel to go see our family. So part of what we're doing is encouraging South Africans to go beyond just seeing your family, but to take your family along to get to see more of the country and enjoy more of South Africa. So domestic tourism is really the opportunity that is low-hanging for all of us. And with international tourism being decimated into South Africa, tourism into South Africa being so decimated, is really a great opportunity for spectacular offers that the products are offering. People are now able to afford some of these products that they perhaps would not have, because in the past, with the dependence of some places on international tourists, the prices perhaps were not as affordable, but right now is a perfect time, a great time to get to see the country. But of course you have to do it safely by ensuring that you observe all the protocols, that you keep the distances, and that you wash your hands.
Thebe Ikalafeng is the SA Tourism Board member. Thank you for your time this morning and speaking to the impact that domestic tourism can have